Today's video we feature a 1968 Ford J car. Got it from eBay. I believe it was $7. See, it's in pretty bad shape, but not terrible. The wheels, they all have flat spots on them. The paint is pretty poor, and the windshield is pretty bad, but it's not cracked. So that's one good thing. Somebody's obviously tried to paint some red on the Redline wheels, but not all these wheels are matching. So they're all kind of a mismatch. And as we go throughout the video, you'll notice that I'm going to be trying some experimental things, some different things, and I'll explain why I'm doing those along the way. But in each of the new videos, I kind of want to try something different on each one, or something different for the audience. Now, I have tried some of these things before, and you kind of learn from your mistakes, but I need to show them to you as we do them. So here we're just going to center punch the rivet like we always do. Here's the back. Now, I want to make sure you get that as centered as possible. Get that, and I'll have a link in the description below where you can buy that same style of center punch from Amazon. Here we're taking our .50 drill bit and drilling out the center. Now you notice I had it at an angle because I noticed I was getting off center a little bit, so I wanted to try to get that bit centered as much as possible. And here we're doing the front. Now, as mentioned previously, there's a couple different methods. You can drill all the way through first and then get your larger bit and drill out, or you can drill all the way through a little later. And you notice in the back here, this is some of the best drilling I've done on the cars because it just popped out in the actual vise, which was nice. I'm usually pretty good at it, but this one turned out probably better than most. Here we're going to get the interior and the windshield out. And here's the base. Pretty rough, but nothing we can't save or at least make a little bit better. You can see the flat spots in those wheels. They're pretty poor. And here we are drilling a little bit further. So I didn't drill in far enough, and I wanted to drill a little bit further and getting our tap, our 256 tap, and tapping that in preparation for the screw. And again, a little bit of an angle here just because of the way I drilled. I wanted to get them centered without blowing out the sides, so I had to go a little bit crooked. You'll notice that screw was red just from previous paint jobs. Here we're getting some, we're going to use aircraft remover instead of the orange that I usually use. I've used aircraft remover in the past, and it's really, really quick. The orange is pretty fast, but you can see here, as it's spraying, it starts taking off the paint. And this is real time. I didn't speed this up. I haven't done anything with it. Let it sit for literally a couple seconds, and then you can take your towel, paper towel, or whatever you're going to use, and just start wiping it off. So a little bit of a pause here because, again, this is real time. I'm just letting it sit, and look at that. It just comes right off. We're going to flip it over and go ahead and shoot the interior as well, and then we'll rinse it in the sink. Now here's the glass. You'll notice there's like a speck of paint, large speck or something. But we're going to take our turtle wax polishing compound and go ahead and buff it with a light buffing wheel. See if we can get it off. And you'll see here in a moment it does not come off. So I take a dental pick. I do work in the dental industry, and it appears to be on the inside. So I'm kind of scraping it a little bit. I don't want to scrape it too much because this is definitely going to scratch the glass. But I do notice I can start to get it off a little bit. I even tried lacquer thinner to get it off. It did not work. So I went ahead and pasted some more turtle wax on there. Here's the lacquer thinner right here. I'm trying to get it off with that on the interior and exterior, and it's just not coming off. Back to the turtle wax, and I go ahead and turn the speed up a little bit, press harder, and voila, it comes off for the most part. And then I polish it some more so we don't even see those scratches in the end. Here's the interior. It's pretty dirty. It's got hair or something all in it. You can see it's nasty looking. We'll go ahead and put that in some water, take a brush to it, and get it all clean. Again, we're going to use the tumbler and just throw the body in there. I actually left this on for 14 hours because I went to bed and then I woke up the next day and forgot about it, so I had to come down and get it. Here's what it looks like. Not too bad. It actually polished it up pretty nice. You can see reflection, but you can see some of those dark spots or that oxidation to the body. Taking some sandpaper. This is 1200 grit. Wetting it down, and we're going to go ahead and kind of flatten everything out. You can see almost immediately we start getting those out. Gives it kind of a brushed aluminum look, but we're getting those black marks out. Now I went ahead and primed this. And this is where everything is a little bit different. So I get a lot of comments on my channel about you got to prime before you paint. This is Spectraflame paint. If you prime it before you paint, this is what you get. It's just regular green. So for the know-it-alls that are telling me to prime before I paint with Spectraflame, this is why I do not do it. This was just to prove a point. So I'm going to go ahead and rip this paint back off, again, using the aircraft remover because it's quick, but it's very toxic, so use it in a well-ventilated area and don't get it on your skin. This is not like the orange stuff. This stuff is potent. Now I went ahead and painted it again. This is something different. I used some Model Masters Chrome Silver enamel paint. And I'm going to try to go ahead and Spectraflame over this paint because this kind of replicates the look that you want with Spectraflame paint. Now it's not perfect, but it does work out pretty well, and we'll get to that. Go ahead and cut those old wheels off. Now I get a lot of comments about pulling them off. These are old and brittle and nasty. I don't want to save these things. I just want them in the garbage. And now we go ahead and sand down the base or with our wire wheel brush because it's pretty dirty, pretty bad off. So we're using some mother's polish. And now we're using our buffing wheel. We get it fairly shiny, not too shiny, but it's 100% better than it was. We're going to go ahead and install our new wheels. Set them on the table, push them down. It's the easiest way to do it. And here in a moment we're going to break out some paint markers. Now I just got these from Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. Here they are. They work awesome. I've always wanted to try these, and this set was like less than 20 bucks for a whole set. So I can paint some tail lights and some little accents. And they worked out really, really well. And next we'll put the glass in and the interior, and we'll finish it off with screwing down the base. And here is the completed car. It's obviously not perfect. These were never perfect from the beginning. I do get some criticism. You seem like you were rushed. You should have spent more time doing this, refining it. Keep in mind, these are given to a 4-year-old right after I film these for the most part. So it's now 10:30 in the evening on Wednesday. Tomorrow, he'll have this waiting for him in the living room. So in my opinion, I spend more than enough time on these. They're just going to get beat up. Paint turned out pretty good. Now the back where I painted it black on the bottom of the valence there, it had some, I didn't notice it until I looked back in the video. There's a lot of casting bumps in that particular area. I probably should have addressed those. The black made it look even worse. That black doesn't look straight, but it's straight. It's just the casting's that bad. Two other areas as well. On the left-hand side, the lower valence, there's a color variation. Not sure why. It doesn't show up to the naked eye, but I see it on the camera as it's spinning. Almost like something was there. And on the back, there's two spots, and that's from the helping hands when I was carrying it and the motor compartment opened up. But this is what we started out with, so a big difference. These videos aren't to show off any talents that I don't have, which I don't. They're more or less just showing you what is possible, what you can do. I only spend about an hour on these, at the most. I've got a very busy job, a very busy family life, so I don't have a whole lot of time to dedicate these. Plus, I've got to edit and upload these videos for you to watch. And again, here we are. So before and after, 100% different. Sure, you can go buy a 99-cent Hot Wheel, but what fun is that? Again, check out the description below. I'll have links, Amazon links to all the things I use. These markers, everything you see in the video will be in those links. Subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.